Hi, I decided to make a quick video. I'm making a quick video on some PC errors that I'm having. I made some previous ones, and this one is just going to be a current state that it's in. The issue I'm having is I turn on my PC. It is going to go to a blue screen immediately. Most likely. Oh, this time it didn't, but usually it says something like your PC did not restart the right way or something like that. I have an NZXT H1. Here's the LCD screen right there. Sometimes this symbol right here, it starts to lag. It didn't do that before. This error occurred when I took it to somebody about 3 days ago, and we decided to take out the RAM. He inserted his RAM after taking out my RAM. He put my RAM back, and it kind of looked like he was a little confused, like he didn't know how to insert it back. And as you can see now, it's a black screen. I had this issue before. It was just a black screen. It doesn't go anywhere. Just yesterday, I turned it on. It wasn't a black screen. And as you can see, I'm moving the mouse. Sometimes the cursor freezes. So yesterday, it would go into the login. It didn't do the black screen. I would go in. I would click on the start button. I would click on a desktop icon. And it doesn't do anything. It just freezes. So if I click... Like if I click a desktop icon, if this launched the right way, it just freezes. It doesn't go anywhere. But right now I'm having this black screen issue, and this is a new issue I haven't encountered. So before this case, I had an ASA Pyramid Mini. It was a pyramid shaped case. There's two different sizes. I had the mini one, and I had the same exact parts, except this NZXT version 1 came with the pre-installed CPU cooler as well as a PSU. So I'm not using the same cooler and PSU, but the same RAM, SSD, GPU, motherboard, and CPU are all the same. I swapped from the ASA Pyramid to the NZXT case with the pre-installed cooler and PSU. I ended up just using that, and everything else is the same. It started almost 2 years ago, where it had a blue screen issues. It read TDR failure. Then it would hop from one error code to the next. I did a fresh Windows install, and it seemed to fix it. But 2 weeks later, another blue screen error code. It started, I can't exactly remember. Maybe my computer was glitching. I can't remember. I did a system restore, because usually that seems to fix things, but this time I did a system restore, and I shut it down because I thought it froze, which later on I learned I should never do that. But because of that, I had to get it pretty much factory resetted, Windows again, and it fixed it for 2 weeks. Then same issue occurs, BSODS. And not only that, when I had my ASA Pyramid, I would press the power button and nothing would happen. Like, it doesn't turn on. But sometimes I would press it, I can hear, the fans and everything running, but nothing shows on my monitor. No cursor, nothing. So that error occurred 6 months after I got the PC. And then I decided to swap to a different case because I went to a few people. One person kept my PC for a few days. He tested the RAM, I think it was. I don't know what he did. He was trying to find the error about the power issues, and he said he couldn't encounter anything. So pretty much I took my PC there, left it, and he didn't do anything because nothing occurred. So then I took it to a few people. The last person, he told me there's no ventilation from my pyramid case PC because there was only one fan up top, and it was pointing up rather than going down, and the hardware is at the bottom, so it's not hitting the bottom. So I decided to change the case. I have a mini ITX motherboard, and I only knew about this case. So once I swapped to this case, for a few months it was fine. No errors, nothing. As you can see, it's still black screen, going nowhere. and it went into another blue screen, but it said critical process died. So I look it up and I find DDU uninstaller, and it works, but then it it encounters the same issue, and so then I take it to a tech person, and they look at the SSD. They test it twice. They told me it's good at 92%. They test the GPU. Everybody says my GPU is fine. My GPU is on the right side right there. I have a Titan XP Pascal. I had it tested on Furmark when somebody came over a week ago, and they said it seems fine. We even swapped CPUs. I have an AMD 3600, and the person that came over a week ago, he had a 5600X AMD Ryzen 5. He put his CPU in my PC, and then my CPU in his computer. He had an open computer with no case. He just connected the CPU, the motherboard, the PSU, and the graphics card. And he said there was only a 10-degree difference. The RAM was tested 2 days after that person, when I took it to somebody locally. He was a local PC builder. He took out the RAM and he didn't know how to insert it. He's like, hey, how come this isn't clicking? So it kind of looked like he didn't know what he was doing. And then it ended up with a new error, which is this. So this computer has BSODs. Now it's a black screen. It sometimes it even shuts down or restarts on its own when I'm not doing anything. I log in, and the first 5 minutes, I just let it do its thing. It just shuts down or it restarts, or it starts up with a blue screen error code, and it's either going to say system service exception, which is another one that I saw, critical process died, or TDR failure. And it keeps hopping from one issue. So I fix it up, but then another error occurs, and then another one, and then another one. I forgot one other person I took it to. So after I took it to a tech shop about 3 weeks ago, I took it to another local PC builder, and he took out the CPU. He examined it. We took off the thermal paste and we reapplied it. And the main issue with this PC is that the CPU is overheating to 110, 111. But when he reapplied the thermal paste, it didn't work. So he takes it off again. Second time he reapplies it, it doesn't work. It's still at 110, 111. Third time he does it, he looks at it, he checks for broken pins. There's no broken pins. And he cleans it this time with some kind of material that he had. And it goes down from 110, 111, 94, all the way down to 42 to 54. But then 2 days later, when my PC's back at home, it goes back up to 110, 111. So I shut it off, restart it about 7 times, and it's back to 42. We even opened up this case and put it down sideways, open cased, with all the side panels, the mesh off. And we ran it, and we even felt the cooler pump. And 2 days ago when I took it to somebody, we even positioned the cooler pump in different ways, and it didn't do anything. It just kept like lagging, freezing, black screen. It doesn't go anywhere, And yeah, I don't really know what the issue is. But I did find another issue is that the NZXT version 1, my PSU fan, it doesn't spin. I don't know if that is an issue, but I looked it up online, and it turns out that the PSU fan only spins when it's really warm, I guess. I don't really know. But I've checked everything. I've narrowed it down. I think it might be the motherboard. I don't really know. Somebody suggested that the CPU can have an internal issue. It can be the pins on the motherboard where the CPU attaches. It could be the RAM slot on the motherboard. So that leads to the motherboard issue. The reason why I don't think it's the cooler is because when I had my previous case, the As a Pyramid, it had similar issues: BSODs, shutdowns, power issues, restarts, error codes. And that one had a different cooler. So if it's a cooler issue with NZXT, how can my previous case have similar issues when it had a different cooler? This computer is an NZXT H1 version 1. I have a Titan XP Pascal NVIDIA, an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 CPU, an SSD, I think it's an M.2 Kingston, 1 terabyte, and the RAM is Crucial Ballistics 32 gigabytes. And it's flashing right now because when I turn it on, I have to adjust it through MSI Center. Before I had an Asa Pyramid Mini, not the regular size, the Mini. I had a Cooler Master ML120L 120mm cooler. And the PSU was a Be Quiet 600 watts. The pre-installed one for this one is 650. Pre-installed by NZXT, so it's 50 more watts. And then also the AIO is a 140. So I went from a 120 to a 140 AIO, pre-installed by NZXT. I don't know what the issue is, but if you're in Los Angeles, I'm trying to reach out. I put out ads on this. I've taken it to many people. People have tried to help me, and it's not working. This issue has been ongoing for 2 years now. And I'm desperately in need of help if you can suggest anything. But I gotta go. Thank you.